Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. Okay, guys, I want to introduce the divine feminine energy, the lady wearing pink, the vegan Barbie Whitney West, the best.
What's going on, family? How y'all feeling tonight? And we gonna crank it up. First and foremost, let's give it up for the one that made this possible, Dr. Baruch.
A little bit about who I am. My name is Dr. Baruch Ben Yehud. I'm the CEO and founder of E-Life Restaurant, a restaurant that's been in business with the purpose in mind of providing a viable food source to a community disserved for the last 31 years. Y'all clapping a little bit more than that. I've been serving the disserved and underserved. People that don't think that eating healthy is even, in their frame of reference. But yeah, very thankful for that. And inspired by the many activities that we brought through. We're bringing a lot more activities in, so I'm very inspired by, Vegan Barbie and the vendors that are here tonight. We want to make sure that we support them. E-Life is a business that is, again, committed to your longevity, your quality of life, how you look, how you feel, and how much energy you have. We want to increase all of that. And we don't know of any other restaurant that's focused on doing that just for us, right? There are others that are doing it, but not just for us. They're doing it out in, in the suburbs and communities that we don't reside in, but we're doing this for us so that we can have that and we can, appreciate that and embrace that right here in our local community. It's important that we understand the role that food has been playing in our lives, especially as it relates to shortening our lives and ruining the quality of our lives. See, he gets it. And it's important that you all understand what you're eating is what is determining your outcome. So we want to make sure that that's something that we focus on. For those of us who ate at a fast food restaurant, let me show you, show me by raising your hands. How many of you all ate at a fast food restaurant this week? All right. No, raise it up high. It's all right. It's all right. So, now, we want to give those restaurants another name so that you don't feel so comfortable eating there anymore. Because I think it's important that we create a new association, right? So we're going to do this real quick. We've renamed them to Crack Donald's, Murder King, Taco Hell, Wind Disease, Chokers, Bow Strangles, the International House of Pulmonary Heart Disease, Kentucky Fried Cruelty, Slap Eyes, Sick Filet, White Castle, and Carcinoma Kitchen, just to name a few. So that when you accept those names and embrace those names, it's kind of hard to choose those places to go and grab something to eat because you know what you're doing to yourself, right? We have to do better things for ourselves in order to expect better outcomes. Don't start fixing yourself when it's 11:59 and 59 seconds left. Start fixing yourself now. Do the work now so that you don't have so much work to do at the tail end. Again, we appreciate you. We got a lot of events going on here. Of course, we're a plant-based soul food restaurant. We took vegan, healthy food and infused it with soul so that it would attract you on purpose, right? But we also have other activities like this one here. Tomorrow, we've got Dr. Willie Jolly, motivational speaker, and voiceover king in the DC metropolitan area. He's done a lot of good things. So if you're interested, come on through. It's free. Check him out. He's got a new book that he's just released. I think it's called Rich is Good, but Wealthy is Better. And I think that makes sense. Is we need wealth. We need to understand the concept of wealth. We need to be taught about wealth at a young age so that we understand what we're doing is contributing to our next generation at some point, right? That's what we're living for. At a certain age in your life, you realize, okay, this is really for the next generation. I've done what I needed to do. And we also have tomorrow evening, we have a special event. Pepe is having her big extravaganza right here inside. The whole place is going to be turned over and turned around and upside down. And it's going to be Caribbean vibes all night. And it's really exciting. We're going to have a bunch of performances here tomorrow night. So if you want to come out and check out what she's doing, please do. And of course, over the course of the week, we have activities. We have hand dance. We have step-in classes. We have networking events. Last night's networking event was really good. And we also have a jam session. We do every first and fourth Thursday. So just a couple other things that we got going on here. And please don't be a stranger. Don't let this be your last time, although this might be your first time. Continue to support the institutions that support you, because guess what? Vegan Barbie wouldn't have done this at Crackdonald's, right? It doesn't make sense, right? So if we don't keep institutions like these open, where are we going to go? Y'all think about that. Love y'all. Peace.
First of all, again, we wouldn't be here without that gentleman. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. And then two, it's the intention behind everything, right? When you choose to be happy, you choose to be present, when you choose to actually be in a space and take up space, that's actually setting the tone. So we get one more round of applause, not just for Doc, but also for yourself to be able to elevate. Can we do that? And with that same energy, I would love for you all to put your hands together for a divine voice, for a voice that's going to bless us, that's truly going to honor us, and that is Fola's honor.
Performance, so I'm going to just start on with it. This is my new single called Turning Me Animal. If I had a dime, if I had a dime, if I had a dime, if I had a dime for all of the pain, if I had a dime for all the rain, I know that it wouldn't be the same as how much, as how much you're worth it. It almost makes me nervous. Oh, what an honor. Oh, what an honor. Oh, what an honor. You've melted off my armor. Oh, what an honor to be charmed by your heart of love and deep emotion. When I'm with you, I'm in deep water. Your beauty feast of pink eyes. Said your beauty beast of pink eyes. You still don't play no games with me. And know I be feeling it hard. Your words don't cause no pain to me. Your majesty manifests art. Anybody that knows your name's winning. You're with me now. It's just me now. You're with me. You're with me now, 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 now. Your beauty stopping cars. I said, your beauty be stopping cars. Still don't play no games with me. And no, I be feeling it hard. Your words don't cause no pain to me. Your majesty manifest art. Anybody that knows your name's winning. Oh, what an honor to be charmed by your heart of love and deep emotion. When I'm with you, I'm in deep water. Thank you. Thank you, guys. The song is called Peripheral, and it is the story of how I met my partner. It was like a movie, so I was like, obviously, this needs to be put into the song. So here it goes. See, I remember. Your eyes were bright with the rush. They stopped my heart
just getting it in. Okay? Y'all, let's give it up one more time for Fola's honor.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Come have a seat for me, darling. Oh, my goodness. Listen, when I saw her, she just gave me straight a little bit of Erykah Badu, but really Lauryn Hill. If y'all like Lauryn Hill, put your hands up. Come on. She is a classic, great artist. Fola did her thing tonight. Come on, one more time. Let's give her a round of applause. She likes to pour her soul out when it comes to her music. That is what I'm talking about, because I was just telling my business partner right here, we need to bring back soul music. What happened to the music that tapped into our souls? This music today, I'm not saying it's all the artists, right? Because we do have a great amount of artists out here these days that, you listen to their music, you're like, ooh, okay, whoa, it touch ya. And we just gotta really be appreciative, give gratitude when it comes to music like that. So when we have artists like Fola coming to the stage, bringing music that taps into the soul, one, taps into love, two, and three, really captivate the audience, two, put our energy in a high vibrating space. That's what it's about, and that's what E-Life brings. You feel me? Yeah. So y'all, let's give it up one more time for Fola! Thank you so much. Yes, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started. We're gonna be doing a beautiful interview with Miss Crystal, and let's get it in. All right. I want you to definitely go ahead and first and foremost introduce your whole self. What I mean by that is, because I know I didn't say your last name, if you don't mind introducing your last name, also the district that you're from, and basically just a brief description about your service to the community.
Absolutely. My name is Crystal Rude. I have been with the police department. I'm not saying the name, but it's local. For 16 years now. I am in community engagement. I do a lot of community events, cookouts. We go to church events, different community events. We host mentoring programs. I ran an art mentoring program with the department. In my area, that is my community, that is my love. Where I show up at is, you can say Landover, Capitol Heights, Fairmont Heights area. Over there by Sheriff Kevin C. Pleasant, 8 all day. We in my area right now, so all the way up towards DC. So yeah, I love being out here. I love being in the community. I like being able to show up differently than what is shown, I would say, and what a lot of people experience. I love people, and I show up the way I can to show that there's a difference than what is being broadcasted in the propaganda of everything, and just even some of the experiences some people have had in their neighborhoods. So, yeah.
Indeed. Okay, all right. Look, y'all, let's give it up for that right there. Okay. All right, y'all. So tonight we are definitely gonna break it down as to why we're here. Again, my name is Vegan Barbie. I am your host that does the most. Okay. And tonight, we are definitely going to go into the 7 domains of women's health, but tonight's segment is all about the physical health, right? So we're calling this show segment the Foundation of Wellness, all right? So we're going to be going into exploring the connection between our daily physical habits and overall quality of life. So our first question is, first and foremost, let's do the starting point, right? When we talk about physical health, most people immediately think of the gym. How do you, Crystal, define the physical health beyond just working out?
I define it as a lifestyle. Being able to do basic mobility, getting up, sitting down, doing heel raises, things like that. It's a lifestyle, and when we're intentional about the lifestyle, then we're usually doing the movements we need to do with our body to be able to be 60, 70, 80 years old without having certain ailments that are restricting us from doing the basic things. We want to get on the floor with our grandchildren or our children. We want to be able to step up on the stairs to go to wherever we have to go. We want to be able to squat to use the bathroom without struggling because our back or our hips or something's too tight. So I define it as a lifestyle, being intentional with movement, essentially.
Most definitely, most definitely. I definitely can resonate with that. Physical health is definitely beyond, especially in this vessel. You know, we are beyond this vessel. We are the soul, we are the spirit. But I do think that, I do agree with Crystal on a deeper level. It's way beyond just going to the gym. It's literally walking from point A to point B. That's physical health. If you can move, you can groove. You hear me?
That part. Say it again.
If you can move, you can groove. All right? All right, so for someone with a packed schedule, like a teacher or a delivery driver, what are the non-negotiable movements we should be doing every day?
It goes back to moving your body, right? I think that we all have a different type of fluidity, but we all should have fluidity in our bodies. And so, for instance, the delivery driver, go ahead, move, throw them neck rolls and stuff when your music on in the car, when you go into the house to drop something off or up them stairs. Be intentional about stretching when you're going up. And just doing, when you're at the light, doing your wrist rolls. So identifying different movements that can be subtle in the midst of whatever the busyness is. Because it goes back to if you stiff and you're not able to move, then your body gonna hurt. And then everything else is gonna start hurting. You're gonna do everything to self-soothe and yeah.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I've been a delivery driver, right? And when I tell you that is so absolutely true, because what gets mostly stiff is your back, your lower back at that. You're constantly sitting, and even though you are getting out of the car, you are always sitting. You're driving, you might be driving for 15 minutes, you might be driving for 30 minutes, and eventually your body gets stiff and you have to get up and move it. You have to get up and do some type of stretching. So that is highly important, and I couldn't agree 100%. So let's do this fuel versus convenience. So in a world of fast food, as Doc was mentioning, and quick fixes, what is one simple change we can make to our nutrition that yields the biggest energy boost?
The one thing, the quickest thing is moderation. Start with moderation and not overindulgence. We overindulge, so we can start with moderation and then be intentional about moving forward to no ration, to not doing it.
Break that down a little bit. So our audience can really have clarification.
As we think about, it was fuel versus
Convenience.
We live in a busy world. One thing about me is I love traveling to the islands because they on island time and you're rushing to get nowhere, okay? But here it's the hustle bustle life, and I feel it on my nervous system, I feel it in my mind, I feel it in my body. And so I do get caught up eating fast food here and there, right? And I also am aware when I'm doing it more than other times. So it's about being intentional. So I got to step back and be like, okay, what do I need to address and shift? But also finding moderation. So if you're somebody that does your fast food a little bit more than you should, or at all, let's just say that. If you do it 3 times a week, start doing it 2. Maybe even start doing it 1, but finding that moderation, because I think that's the other thing is too, where we're like, well, I just can't stop, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Well, we cannot overindulge also. So I would say moderation, because a lot of us aren't cold turkeying things. So how do we get to a place that gets us to the place we want to be? And it's by starting off slowly with moderation.
Indeed, indeed. Now, with this particular question, what I really wanted to dive into, because you are a police officer, we all know, well, let's say this, let's say it like this. We all heard of those myths, police officers, they are always on the go, they always want to eat donuts, right? That was the thing. You know, you'll see a police officer with a jelly donut, powdered donut, looking fat as ever. They always drinking coffee. They always drinking energy drinks. How true is that, Crystal?
Oof. I think it's truer than I like to admit, okay? I see it happening more than I'm comfortable with, where I've had to check a couple of my colleagues and be like, bro, all that pre-workout and all that, those energy drinks, like, we still got the rest of the day. Like, why are you this exhausted? Why are you this? Or we'll go in training and somebody has, like, we get there early, 7 o'clock in the morning, and somebody has 3 energy drinks on the table in front of them. They go through all those in one day.
Wow.
Right, and so, and I don't even want to say it's police, so we do coffee with a cop a lot, y'all. So at the 7-Eleven on Sheriff Road, we do the one at Royal Farms, Ardwick Ardmore, things like that. So if you ever see Coffee with a Cop, come have a cup of Don coffee with us. Come have some tea or something. But we do Coffee with a Cop, and I'm watching with people coming in, and I'm just seeing the first thing they come in the morning to buy is energy drinks. 5-hour energy drinks, some Celsius things. Some people with the Mountain Dews, but I'm like, it's Red Bulls, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, that's what you come in here to buy? And then of course coffees, a large cup of coffees, things of that nature. So I'm seeing it in everywhere, especially being in those spaces at those times. But it's even worse for people who have schedules that are 12-hour shifts, or working 12 hours plus having overtime or part-time, or just life outside of that. Working a 12-hour shift and trying to have a life is very difficult if you have kids and you have other activities you would like to do. Even trying to work out, you're exhausted by that time. But people are feeding themselves all these energies, but then wondering why they're burning out.
This segment is basically all about women, right? Do you mainly see women basically indulging in these foods that are not helpful for us, or do you see more of the men indulging in, or both?
Because I see more men, I have to see it more with men. Because I mean, the ratio with women, especially women officers and male officers, the ratio is higher with male officers. However, if I'm at the 7-Eleven, we're doing an event, I see both. It's happening, it appears to be more on an equal level than not, I will say. Like the grandmother coming in with their grandchild and they getting a hot dog. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, they getting a hot dog and they getting the energy drink, or the orange juice that has just as much sugar in it. So it's seeing that happening very frequently, I guess, with male and female.
Okay. And this is the last thing on this question. What can you tell our audience as it relates to nutrition? What are some foods that can give you energy, and it doesn't have to be something such as the energy drinks, the coffee, the donuts? What is some natural foods from nature that can give you a big boost of energy?
So I'm obsessed with coconut water. Obviously, I prefer to be on an island so I can get coconut water. However, I know that's a big thing for me. Moringa powder, I always put in my spring water. I'll also say water. Some of y'all, it sounds like some of y'all here know the deal about drinking water, but also understanding like what minerals we need in order to keep the hydration. It's not Gatorade or like the other one that's not hydrating. Whether you even put lemon with your lemon or your lime, your even Florida. Florida's even closer.
Florida's another one. You know, we don't have that convenience, right? But what we do have access to is apples. Literally eat an apple, y'all, on an empty stomach, first thing in the rising. The apple gives you the fiber. The apple will give you the energy. Another thing, throughout the day, eat some mandarins, eat some oranges. Big boost of vitamin C. Before your workout, eat a banana. All of those type of foods right there, and I can name plenty more, but just what's in season right now, your apples, your mandarins, your oranges, your bananas. Those are in season right now. Go get those fruits instead of getting you a donut. Little Debbie's, the killer girl. Okay. Stop getting the donuts from Shoppers and 7-Eleven. It's crap. It's literally crap, and it's really killing our community. And I get it. Convenience is helpful, especially when you are on the go. However, convenience is what's killing us. Okay? So that's highly important. All right. The rest factor. We often wear busyness like a badge of honor. What is the actual physical toll of neglecting sleep and recovery?
If we take a look around, we'll see how high mental illness is. And it's often because of chronic stress, chronic eating, chronic things, not having that moderation, not having that balance. And so no sleep or lack of sleep, and I think it's normal for society now to say, well, I only got 3 hours, I'm fine. If you wake up feeling exhausted, or you wake up feeling tired, that's exhaustion / burnout most likely from not getting enough sleep, but also not enough nutrients. So of course we all know this stuff is layered, right? But essentially it's creating more stress in your body that will harm you as you continue to operate in this body form.
Indeed. Okay. All right. What would you suggest for police officers or any other essential workers that work these long hours, and let's say they have like certain type of gym memberships, right? And their gym might have certain things in there that can help them to basically, do some recovery of the body, of the mind, the spirit. What are some things that you can suggest?
I would suggest sauna. If you can get a cold bath, I do cold baths. I know some people are like, that's crazy, but it also helps you navigate your nervous system, calm your nervous system. It comes to the breathing, your breath work, which is our #1 life source, is our breathing. So it does help you bring your cortisol levels down in the cold bath. But the saunas, as I'm sure some of you guys know, it helps us purge a lot of the toxins out as well. Foam roll, stretch your body so you can move your body. I'm a yoga instructor, and so a lot of people are like, well, I don't stretch, or I'm not flexible, and I'm like, yoga helps you become that. You don't become something until you work on it. So stretching, foam rolling, get a massage. I did go to massage school, yes. I love to learn about the body. And so if that is feasible to get a massage, I mean, if you got a significant other, I'm sure they can learn how to work them hands. If you got a friend, like a close friend that you cool with, get them shoulders, get that neck, and we all looking down like this. So massage, sauna, foam rolling, stretching, and movement. I love to dance, so when you put music on, I'm moving. So put some music on and dance. I don't know, be in the bathroom, be in the locker room, do what you can.
Okay.
Get outside of your car for a second and dance right there. I know people are like, oh, you would do, yes, I would. I'm cut from a different cloth, so yeah.
Okay. She said she's gonna get out that thing and start. Okay. All right. I like that. So, for anyone that is always on the go, you barely getting much sleep, if you have access to a gym, if you have a gym membership, like she said, get in the sauna, do some cold plunging. Just pull out a mat. They have plenty of mats in the gym where you could just pull out the mat and just, be in that thing, cat dog, and what is it? Is it called cow dog? Cat cow.
You cat dog, so we go to dog and cat.
Okay. You can do the tree pose or whatnot. Anything that's going to help your mind, body, and spirit recover. Do it, y'all. Do it. Back into it. All right, this is the second segment. This is the deep dive questions. So, this is the mind-body connection. How our physical state directly impact our mental clarity and emotional resilience during a high-stress work day?
No, it affects everything. Our judgment to respond, our judgment to react. Our judgment in general, whether we respond or react in that aspect, how we come across to people, how we come across to ourselves. It is a direct indication that we are not able to regulate ourselves. And I think that's where the problem comes and why we are so stressed, because we're creating extra stress bubbles everywhere because we're stressed. Did I answer the question? Okay.
Yeah, this question was really about mental clarity and emotional resilience. So basically during a high-stress workday, how does that directly impact that? That's what it was basically saying. So yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm about to say.
you can go a little bit deeper if you want.
So I know for me, when I'm starting to snap, I'm starting to stress, and I have to bring myself back to myself through breath work, through movement, through something that allows me to calm my nervous system. That's the one thing about being an embodiment person, an embodiment coach. I'm an artist too, so I do multidiscipline art, and I express myself a lot. And as an artist, we love to express ourselves in different ways, but also having to recognize what ways are healthy. And I know that just because I'm stressed out doesn't mean I get to cuss you out, right? Like, we can say, oh, they're stressed. That's not an excuse to treat somebody a certain way because you haven't got your shit together. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, your shit together. And so for me, it's breath work. It's getting back into myself of affirmations. I have a bunch of affirmations in my head because my mind will go places it doesn't need to go. I don't know how y'all feel about storytelling, but I will story tell something, and I have to bring myself back. Even with the job, I got to remind myself not to take things personal. People are high stress energy, and when I'm dealing with them, they're not taking it out on me purposely. That's just where they are, and having to remind myself this ain't personal. So it's a couple different things that work for me. You just gotta find what works for you.
I agree. I can definitely preach to that. For an example, when I am I wouldn't really say under a lot of stress, but when work has really drained me, by the time I get home, for example, the other day, I literally was just super drained from working majority of the day. And when I got home, all I wanted to do was just shower and get in bed. Mind you, I have 2 little ones. So, and I have a husband. So, me giving them the proper attention that they may need, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it mentally. I couldn't do it emotionally because I was just done. I was drained. So the best thing that I could do was what I know that brings me back to that zen point, which is water. Water, I'm a Pisces, by the way. So water helps me to basically get back regulated. And after I took that shower, I drank my hot tea, and then I was able to just really calm my. And you have to find what works best for you to get back to that space where you don't kirk out on people. Because I could have done that. I could have been like, y'all making too much goddamn noise in here. Shut the hell up. Or I could have told my husband, like, listen, I don't got nothing for you. I don't got no kiss. Don't grab my ass. Don't do nothing. But I know myself, so I know what I need to do, and he knows me too, so he knows, like, okay, she looks drained, let me not do too much, let me not bother her too much, let me handle the kids, and we're going to get back to the flow come tomorrow. All right?
And I just want to piggyback off that because I think that's a direct reflection of you creating a healthy environment for yourself and for your household. Because that's the problem too we have. We create more for our stress levels because we do go home and curse our partner out. Don't touch me, don't do this. Versus identifying how to bring myself down and how do I communicate what I need in the space that I need it. So shout out to that self-love, self-regulation, self-everything.
Indeed, indeed. So, I have another question. Do you teach other officers mentalism or encourage them to address their traumas so they can show up well in the workplace?
So I'm gonna say that you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So I embody who I would like to see in the world. Of course, I have my faults, I have my failures. I might eat my fast food once in a while, but ultimately, I come back to a place of showing up the way I want others to show up. I am a person who, when I become aware of something, I do not keep my mouth shut about it. So to answer your question, yes, I do encourage people to seek help if they're going through something. I'm on the peer support team too, but if they're going through some, I identify ways that I can help them, or really assessing the situation to know that it's out of my scope and how I can redirect them or resource them. Therapy is a big thing for me. I love therapy. It is a tool. It is not the end all be all. It is an additive tool to your tool belt, just like grounding, just like moving, just like whatever other therapies there are that we can use, painting, writing, singing, and recognizing. So because I'm an artist, I do a lot of art workshops, but it's more of an embodiment space, helping people to express and create. I don't teach art. I just provide a space for people to express their heart, which is through art. So it's more of just embodying and going from there. But yeah, I embody what I hope that others take on, or reflect what I would like others to try to do. I'm very open with how I deal with my stress, I guess you can say, and I try to encourage others when it comes up.
Okay. That brings me to my next question. A lot of us do not listen to our bodies, right? A lot of us do not listen to our hearts. And, you know, I think that's a big issue in our community with just, not even just in our community, just a lot of people all over. What are common warning signs our bodies give us that we usually ignore until it's too late?
When the caution light comes on, check to see what the hell it's saying. When we in the car, we see the caution light on, oh, the tire's fine, oh, the engine fine. That's the same thing within our bodies. We start to see that warning sign. It might blink a little bit, just a little bit, then it start blinking some more, then it start blinking some more, then it's red. Then you at the doctors and they telling you maybe the worst news that could have been prevented. So it's really reading your body, learning your body. And that's why I love this session, because we talk about the food, we talk about mental and physical health. When we're not in our body, we can't feel those things. We don't know when something's wrong. And it's listening to those things. Stop waiting because you keep having that pain in your stomach to go to the doctors. Stop waiting because you keep getting these headaches that you don't know why, to go get it checked out. Yeah, maybe you need to drink some water. Maybe you need to cut some sugar out your diet. These are all things that you can become aware of, but don't ignore it, I would just say. So listen to the warning signs. They showing up in pain in your body.
Indeed, indeed. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of our older generations, no shade to the older generations up in here, but I will say the older generation, they pay attention, but to the point of, oh, I have a headache, let me go take an aspirin. Oh, I have a stomach ache, let me take some Pepto-Bismol. Oh, I haven't, oh my goodness, my stomach, I feel like I need to poop. And then they go take some laxatives. Is that really paying attention to your body? What do y'all think, audience?
I think they got a lot of propaganda that they believed in, that they probably just didn't have that information to be able to do. You when you know better, you do better type thing, and they just didn't know any better.
Anybody else? All right. Well, I love that. I love that response. And we, as the oh, okay, yes, brother.
I think that we just follow what we were taught by our parents.
Right on.
So if you saw your mother say, say she had a stomach ache and she went and got some Pepto-Bismol or stuff like that, you just follow the norm. You know, it isn't until you're, I don't want to say awaken or whatever it may be, that you start realizing that there are other ways to treat whatever is going on with you besides what is on the shelf that covers up the symptom but doesn't fix the problem. Thank you.
Indeed. I appreciate both of y'all responses because that is some big truth to that. You know, a lot of it goes back to what my business partner Mike was saying about Mike. Remember that story you were saying about basically how one generation learned how to, let's just say, they use this pot. Remember that? It was like, oh, why do you keep using this small pot to cook the bologna? And they're like, oh, you know, well, I learned it from my mama. And then they went to the mama, and then the mama said, you know, why do you use this certain pot to cook the bologna? And then she said, well, I don't know, I learned from my mother. And then they went to the grandmother. And then the grandmother said, you know, hey, I learned from my mother, which was the great-grandma. And the great-grandma basically was like, it was because that was the pot that fit. So we are learning from our previous generations, and it might not be the best because next thing you know, those medications are causing side effects, and then those side effects end up causing you to get on another medication, and then boom, now you just a junkie on prescription drugs.
That's fine.
Okay? All right, let's get to the next one. Micro movements. If someone literally has 0 time for a workout, what are 3 micro movements they can do during a shift to stay limber and alert?
Okay, so it depends on your space. I think that in one of the questions it had said if you was a teacher or something, if you sitting at the thing, the desk and you can't move, go ahead, stretch your legs. I'm feeling it right in my glutes right here. Do your toe raises. Go ahead and
let's do that, audience. Let's do that, audience. Let's
so we
get
can do
some
some toe
movement in.
raises. So you just lift your heels up. You should feel it in your ankles. You can hold it for a second. If you hold it for a second and stretch it, you can probably feel it even more in the front of your ankle. This may be a little bit difficult for some. Do what is appropriate for you, but bringing your ankle to your knee and leaning forward. You should feel it right in your right glute or whatever the opposite glute of. Yes, that right. That's something. Stretch them glutes out. You know the glutes are the biggest muscle in our body, so we gotta stretch that. Switch sides. You always want to do both sides. The other 3. This is just ideally if you're sitting down. You're a teacher. Most people are sitting down. People don't like to stand up for some reason. Even when we got a dance floor to dance, people want to still sit.
So the other one is bring your ass up
Definitely.
and stretch it. Move your wrist. Yeah, I already know y'all probably. Somebody heard some cracks. Your body's like, thank you. Thank you. I like to do my bear hugs too. I mean, I'm giving you more than 3, but these are all simple. Like,
Yes.
move your shoulders.
I feel that.
Just
I feel,
move.
yes.
Like, get fluid in your shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, baby, I'm gonna need you to bed hug me
yeah,
tonight.
you feel good, right?
All right. I'm gonna need you to make me feel good. Make me feel good.
Feel good. See, you can teach you.
I like
You can do
that.
it. You can do it yourself. You can do it with people. But it's simple. It's like, I was actually talking to Quest earlier today, and he was like, are you stretching right now? I said, I actually am. I'm glad you know this. But I do it so subtly that people don't even realize half the time what I'm doing. But I'm like, oh, we've been sitting here, not one person move their body. Like, okay, I gotta stand up a second. All right. And it's an example too is if we go to the airport where people go get their food or whatever, they go to the bathroom, they sit down, and I'm like, you about to be on a 5, 10, 15-hour flight. And you sitting down now, you won't get on the flight to sit down. You wonder why your body hurts. Because you're not moving it. Get up and move. So
Right on.
that's my advocacy is move your body.
Move that body. Move that body. Let's go. All right. So, we come into this nutrition myth. What is the biggest lie we've been told about healthy eating that actually drains our energy? That's a big one.
It is a big one. I said food pyramid.
Ooh, big one.
Do they even still have that? Do they still advertise that?
They do.
I'm so in my own world that I don't know what is advertised sometimes, but I think that's the biggest myth. And the fact that we gotta eat so much. It's okay to fast, y'all. Y'all can fast. You're not gonna die from not eating for a day or two. Just understand. Fasting is very well. So I think between that, depending on what neighborhoods or cultures we come from, it's we need to eat, we're not eating enough, and you can fast. And then the food pyramid. Stop eating so much bread, all that flour, y'all. It's not good for women's womb.
That right there. It is the grains that we are told to eat is not good for our wombs. Why is that?
Because of the different chemicals that it has in it, and the fact that it has the white flour in it. I'm not gonna get scientific on y'all because I'm not a doctor, but it goes back to intuition and understanding the inflammation that it brings to our womb. And also it gives us the bloatedness, which is not a natural thing, and we're not able to feel the way we're supposed to feel. Look at the baby, see, she knows. She over here co-signing. Protect them all. So it's recognizing, because even this, so I fasted from bread. I'm not gonna say one thing about it, I love bread, but I also come back to a place where I have to remind myself I'm overindulging. So I fasted for 2 months, breads and starches. I lost 14 pounds. That was not my intention, but I felt good, and I had no fupa.
Okay.
Okay, so it's recognizing even what your body can feel like when we subtract some of these foods in our bodies, or find at least moderation. I'm just gonna stick on moderation because I'm not saying cold turkey. That's
You trying to be real.
keep it real, yeah.
Audience, what do y'all think is the biggest lie we've been told about healthy eating that actually drains our energy? Go ahead, brother.
I literally just seen this on Instagram today. Somebody said that eat 3 meals a day is actually something that came from the Rockefellers, or was it Rothschilds? It was one of those bloodlines that started that myth in order to get you to buy their products. You know what I'm saying? So it made, and as she was talking about fasting, you know what I'm saying, your most fast that you have is when you're asleep. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're asleep, you obviously aren't eating, so your body's able to heal during that time. But if you eat a meal for breakfast, a meal for lunch, and then another meal for dinner, you're not giving your body enough time to be able to heal throughout the day. So that's one of the biggest myths. You know what I'm saying? Is eating 3 meals a day.
Right on, right on. Do anyone else have anything to add to that? All right, go ahead, sister.
I have to piggyback on the bread, not eating the bread. I was diagnosed with PCOS, and like that made me pay like a lot more attention to what I was eating. I already grew up not eating like red meats or meat at all, but the bread, like seriously, like definitely like makes me bloated. It not being good for the women's womb is just so true, and I don't think it's talked about enough. And then got milk. I don't know if y'all remember those got milk posters.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, like I never drank milk growing up, but I, did eat a lot of dairy, and I think that's another thing that's really not good for the womb. So yeah, definitely those two things.
Right on, right on.
Exactly what you said, because dairy creates a lot of mucus, and we wonder why we have so much mucus, which creates dis-ease in our body. So the list goes on, and then even like he was saying, like we fast during sleep, that's natural for our bodies in the circadian rhythm. But we talked about sleep earlier, and the lack thereof, our body's not able to purge or detoxify itself because it's not even getting the ample amount of sleep it's supposed to have. So all these actually are chain links to one another when we talk about physical health.
Right on, right on. That brings me to the next question, the hydration clarity. We all hear it all the time, but how does dehydration specifically lead to brain fog and poor decision making?
I like to give examples, so everybody just hold your breath and then just keep holding it. Yeah, that's what's happening to your brain when you're not hydrating. That's what happens to your body. You're cutting yourself off. One of y'all haven't even started breathing again yet, but that's literally, you're suffocating. We're suffocating our brain. We're suffocating our bodies when we're dehydrated. Our bodies are so resilient, so it's able to function off of BS. It's able to function off of the things that we know we shouldn't be doing. However, if we want it to be at our most optimal functioning, then we have to hydrate ourselves. So yeah, and I was actually talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me that they were, when their father is elderly, and they were saying that one thing they realize is that when he gets dehydrated, he actually feels like he's dying. And she said that happened with her aunt as well, because as you get older, your drink glands, I don't know what they call it, your drink glands, your body's not cueing you to drink as much as if you were as you're younger. And so for an elderly person to describe dehydration feeling like as if you're dying, that's the whole problem. Like, we shouldn't, you know what I mean? So it's suffocating your body. It's literally, that was what came to me with that.
So, when it comes to women, what would you suggest the best liquids for us to stay hydrated that works best for our wounds, that works best for our brains, that works best for even our breasts?
I'm a fan of coconut water. I love coconut water. Different herbs like dandelion, ginger, elderberry, red raspberry leaf. And y'all can help me out if y'all think of anything else. What'd you say? Okra water, yes. Okra water is the thing for sure. I actually just saved that the other day because I'm like, I need to make some. I think juicing in general. I love my cucumber juice with celery and all that. Anybody else got anything? Hibiscus, yes. I have it. I have a whole thing of herbs in my house, and that's what I'm trying to think of. It's like when you ask the question, it's like, oh, I know it, but okay, hibiscus is nice. Lavender, definitely chamomile. I think all herbs for real. Let me not say all herbs, but there are plentiful amount of herbs that keep us neutralized and vitaminized, I would say. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. I'm going to add to that, any fruits that are high in water content, your melons such as watermelon, even down to dragon fruits, those are really hydrating for women specifically, men as well, but women specifically. Any type of melons, eat them, whether it's, like I said, your watermelon, your honeydew, your cantaloupe, again, the dragon fruit, cucumbers are bomb, like she said, and you can't go wrong with those fruits right there. Orange juice as well, you can't go wrong with. Go ahead, brother, let me hear what you got to say.
No, what I wanted to say is that I know we were talking about dehydration. You talking about dehydration?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was saying one of the things dehydration does affects the brain. And I remember I realized that when I was working at a school one time, and one of the students passed out, and the paramedics said, "Get some water." And they brought the water, and that's when they told us what happened was they were not getting enough water, and it affects the brain. I found that out back then. Yeah, so definitely. And I don't think much anything takes the place of water. You gotta have that water.
Indeed, indeed. Listen, y'all. Y'all have been such an amazing audience. We gonna have our last segment with Fola come back up and do her last segment. Before we close it out, this is the last thing. So, this is our closing call to action. Audience, the next 7 days, this is our 7-day challenge. Each show, at the end, we're going to do a 7-day challenge. So, for our listeners, if our listeners could only change one physical habit this week to see a difference by next Monday, what should it be? Crystal, that's for you.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking, I'm like, what they gonna say? Intention. Be intentional about yourself. Be intentional about what you eat, what you do, how you move. Intention. That's how you're gonna change. Be intentional what you think about. And if I have to say something outside of attention, move your body in moderation. That's kind of more than one, I'm sorry, but y'all can put it together, mix it all up. All those three, attention, moderation, and movement.
Okay, so listeners, she basically saying for 7 days, be intentional and really set that intention. If your intention is, I want to lose 5 pounds, set that intention strongly and put it out there in the universe, to be able to manifest it. Say, I want to, just keep saying, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, and then you need to write down how you're going to do that. If it is, I'm going to make sure that I walk, I'm going to make sure that I fast, I'm going to make sure that I hydrate. Whatever it is, write it out and say it. Put it in a sense of affirmations. And what was the other thing? Movement. That's all a part of that. If you saying, hey, I want to walk for an hour every day for 7 days, do that. And then what was the other thing?
Moderation. And so even with the intention, because I know we get down on ourselves sometimes, set the intention. If you miss a day, that's fine. Pick it up the next day. Don't be like, oh, well, I missed a day, so no, okay, damn, I missed a day. All right, I'm gonna get back on it tomorrow. So be intentional about that. And then if it goes back to like you want to lose weight, cut something out just for a couple days. Yeah. For 2 days instead of the 5 days, do it 3 days. So we can make it easier on ourselves than we try to. We either want to go hard or we're not doing it. Nah, it's okay to not go so hard. So I'll leave that there.
All right. So everybody, let's give a round of applause again for Bola.
Okay, so this next song I'm about to perform is called Wrist Hurt. Because when I made the chords, my wrist actually hurt, but it felt too good to stop playing it. So then I put that philosophy into how we are constantly holding so many emotions or so many things that we need to do, so many feelings, even if they contradict each other. Or even when life is going hard, we have to keep going to get to whatever it is we're trying to build or accomplish.
Tell me I don't want it. Tell me I'm not gonna. Tell me I don't want it. So I'm playing like this. So I'm acting like that. You see me playing like this. You see me acting like that. Even though it hurts. Even though it hurts. We build. I build. We build. Am I a slave and a volunteer at the same time? A pleasure and love, a lesson and a crime. It hurts in time flat, but it all feels good at the same time. At the same time. At the same time. Oh, oh. So I'm playing like this. So I'm acting like that. I see him dancing like this. I see her acting like that. Even though it hurts, even though it hurts, even though my wrist hurts, I build, I build. even though it hurts, even though it hurt. Am I a slave and a volunteer at the same time? It's a pleasure and love, a lesson and a crime. It hurts seeing time fly, but it all feels good at the same time. At the same time. At the same time. Thank you. Thank you. My tongue. I think I just caught it low. Whatever you're thinking of, I know you come to me like my mind is to your spirit and energy. Feel it, and I feel it, and I feel it, and I feel it, and I feel it. I've always known you love. Not so simple to touch. Under the spell of love. Thank you. Thank you guys. The answer, it gave you the answer of what it is I'm looking for. I can tell you, I can tell you what it is you're searching for. Me and you friends for real. Me and you friends for real. And your friends hating on you. You're spinning circles to dizzy. And I couldn't tell you. And I couldn't tell you what it is you're searching for. Needed to end, you see. I couldn't just be me. Everything was enough for a read. I'm just trying to be free. I understand. I understand. I understand why you're not talking to me. I think I just gotta be free, 'cause I gave you the answer of what it is I'm looking for. I couldn't tell you what it is you're searching for. For me and you friends for real. For me and you friends for real. Please stream my music, y'all. My name is Fola's Honor, so it's Folas Honor. That's my name on all platforms. I'm on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Give it up again for Fola's Honor.
I wish I could
can sing as just as good. I'll be up in that thing like, woo, woo, woo. I'm trying to tell you, I need to take some singing lessons. Biggie Bobby. It's like, nah. But y'all, thank y'all so much for coming out tonight to the Peacez Sweetz Wellness Talk Show. I am your host, Vegan Barbie.